How's it going? What's up? Welcome back. It's time for some more painting. How's your day going, everybody? It's been a little funky here because we're getting a lot of smoke from the California fires, so it's crappy. Our air is like worse than I've ever seen it. And I've seen it pretty bad. But let's see, what are we gonna do? Go look at the maps, dude. It's blowing straight across where I live. And yeah, we have it really, really bad. I'm sure you're getting a lot too. Don't get me wrong. So we're gonna be working on this dude some more today. Hopefully finish him up this weekend. And then I've also been working on some bases. These are kind of cool. Yeah, dude, it smells like campfire. Like, we have mountain ranges on both sides of town, and I can't see either of them. It's really, really bad here. So, you guys could find somebody to help you put those fires out. That'd be awesome. Yeah, you're definitely in the area where it's got to be really shitty too. No question about that. All right, so let me think about where I want to start here. I got some black to finish. Hopefully I can get that done pretty quick. I've really only got a few spots left on him. And we're just gonna lay down some of the tools we're gonna need here. Some violet ink. Got some blue ink. Got a little bit of this blue paint that we like to use, which is the coal black. And then all of that needs, let's see, we need some glaze medium. And a little bit of thinner medium. Get those nice and thin. Looks like I'm running out of stirrers here. Yeah, that's good, because it really sucks. And then this town is in a big bowl, so we get like we get a really bad amount of, like, nothing moves out of here. It just like gets in the bowl and stays. I'm just mixing up some paint here before I get started. Make sure that it's all ready to go and nice and thin down. And then we're adding some stone golem. I need that too. Wondering, I don't know if any of this is useful, but I could always move this underneath here so you can see. That was like 500 times more paint than what I just needed. Useful! And that's gonna get a little bit of thinner medium and a little bit of glaze medium. Really hot but not smoky. It's hot and smoky here. It's awesome. It's like almost 100 degrees. When you go outside, the sun is like orange. Like the light everywhere is orange. It's kind of weird. Like, it feels like we're having a fire, except I know we're not. Alright, so that's all of those. That looks like one of my mediums. And then I'm adding a new trick here. We're going to see how this goes. This is a retarder medium. And what this does is keep the paint from drying as quickly. Pinball Wizard, how's it going, man? How long has it been? When was the last time you saw me doing? Okay, and this retarder medium is a gel, apparently. So it's going to be a little hard to see. Wildstar, holy crap, man. Yeah, that has been a while. I've been through a few games, and then right now, lately, I've been painting miniatures. That's what I'm going to be doing today. Painting some models for a game called Warhammer 40,000 Killteam. I started working on this guy last weekend. Starting to look really good, so I'm going to keep plugging away at him today. What, are you still playing Wildstar? I assume you've probably moved on too, because I think 99% of the people have that were playing that. There's still a few diehards left, but not nearly as many as there once was. Yeah, WoW's just about to have they have a release next week, so that'll be exciting. That's always a fun time. I know they've been doing all the pre-expansion events, which are always super fun, right? One of these days I need to move my little water station up to the other side. Hey, how you doing, Mystic Gamer? Yeah, Wildstar was fun, and then it wasn't. It's kind of one of those games that if they would have just learned from their mistakes that they made early on, they could have done a lot with it, but they just didn't want to. Alright, get on my spectacles here so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. Switch over. So this is where we ended up with this guy, doing lots of transitions from black to blue. Got most of his armor finished. We've got just a couple spots left to do. And then we're going to start doing some fun stuff, some silver, things like that. We got his face mostly done. I'm really liking how that's starting to look, so might add a little bit more to that. I did start doing some of this kind of off stream, some of his paper on his what they call purity seals, and that's kind of cool. That was a fun little technique, and I'll show you guys that. How is Monster Hunter Worlds? How's that treating you? That game looks interesting. I'm kind of tempted, except I'm not tempted because I really don't need any more video games, because I just haven't been playing them right now. But if I did, I kind of think that one would be one I might like to try. Just picking out some brushes so that I got an arsenal ready. And I dropped one on the floor. So let's see, where do we want to start today? No multiplayer game you like is allowed to live. I mean, it's still there, isn't it? I think Calded said he still plays. Cal Scattergood's got a guild, but what's the point, you know? Like, you're one of maybe several dozen people playing it or something, I don't know. I don't know how their servers are still on, but they apparently are. Just blending this blue into some darker blue here. And which one did I get up for this? We're gonna use this one here as our blend brush. I try to see if I can make this go a little bit faster than it was going when I was painting last weekend. Just now that I've learned a little bit more and practiced it a bit. It died after you paid 85 bucks. Dude, I bought... If you only knew how many copies of that game I bought. I was giving those away like wildfire for a while there. Hot cakes. Add a little bit more to the highlights on this guy. Especially on this side where it's nice and bright. Yeah, do you think Monster Hunter World is gonna die that quick? It seems like people are kind of excited. I know some of my friends here locally were talking about wanting to play it, so hopefully that's a good sign. Just feather that paint out. Oh, okay. Let me see. What games do I really like that I'm kind of hoping you don't ever play then? Right. So some games I really like. I've been wanting to play No Man's Sky, so please don't play that. I'm a terrible person. Just adding some black to the mix because apparently I forgot I needed it. And we're gonna thin that down. Give it a good mix. How thick is that? Should be alright. You thought it was DOA, huh? Like nobody cares? A little bit of purple in there. Let's let that dry and start working on this arm over here. So most of the light is coming in from that way, so actually I guess most of the light is coming from that way, so we want the inside of the arm brighter. App crashed.
For example,
Try to keep a app up so I can monitor and make sure the stream actually looks good and I'm actually painting on, you know, target and everything. And it crashed. Did you, man? Congrats. I hope that goes well for you. My wife's been doing the same thing. It's no fun. What did you apply for? Food and trashy workers? Yeah. Yeah, it's no fun after a while. I've been there, done that.
for example,
Yeah, that's an interesting way that mixes together when that gel medium's in there. Oh, nice. Is that really, like, I guess you're gonna be driving, right? So it shouldn't be that much of a strain on your body. Walking in and out of restaurants. Is that like a DoorDash sort of thing?
What makes you an exception?
Oh, okay, so like actual like delivery driver, like truck driver sort of stuff. Yeah, that'll be a little more intensive, but I bet you can handle it. Bet you're tougher than you think you are. Let's do a little feathering on the top there. Add in a little bit more. Getting that just a little too wet. Add a little bit of this dark blue again on the bottom here. Just kind of working the colors around his arm right now. Gonna get more dark back in those back to give it some contrast. Just going for blue as the brightest color on that for right now. And see if we can smooth out this top part of his arm here a little bit better. Where are we at? Probably some purple now. Everybody likes a little bit of purple. Got a bunch of extra water. Don't need that. Don't need that kind of negativity in our lives here. Grab a little bit of this gel here. A bit of retarder medium. So this black will take a little extra time to dry so that I can get it worked in a little bit here. Feather that to get a little bit more smoothness there. And then while that dries, I'm gonna go back over here because I don't like how this worked out, so go back in there for a little bit and see what we can fix here. I don't know why, but this song always reminds me of Bubble Bubble. Just some feathering around the edges. Okay. Then up here, when we left off, there was some black we needed to add. It's probably the bubble sounds. Okay, I almost like how that looks on his back, his butt armor. Let's just do a little bit more black here. And then do the same thing. So just take, it's got a little bit of that retarder medium in it. And just feather the edges out. Probably just add a little bit more there, but that's alright. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of highlight to the corner. Okay, that's the second time now the Twitch app has crashed on my iPad, so I guess that's too bad. Alright, back over to this arm. Already in progress. A little more of that dark blue. Gotta start figuring out what I'm doing with his fingers here. Let's do some black. Especially on the top couple of fingers, it would probably be in shadow, and then I want to do some of that on the bottom of this foot. Blend that in with some of this purple. What in the name of Hades are you talking about? I mean, we wouldn't never rebel against the Emperor, so we're painting Deathwatch, Grey Knights, and I mean, Imperial Guard, they can go either way, you know. That's just how Imperial Guard are. Do a little bit of stuff right up here. I don't know, man. The Emperor preserves. And I mean, you get too much into those Chaos Gods and you end up with tentacles and then, well, then things just get really weird. I mean, not that they haven't tried. Still working on it. That's why it's called the Long War, right? It goes on and on. You're not for Chaos or the Emperor? Let's see. Not Tau. Tau are too nice. They just want everybody to play nice with each other. You vote Chaos? So you're all in on tentacles then. You're like, hell yeah, I wasn't sure, but once you said tentacles, I was there. Lead a rebellion with the council. Well, if you go Chaos, man. I mean, if you're gonna go Chaos, you might as well pick the side with tentacles and get something out of it. Okay, so now what I want to try to do is clean up some of this that I started. And we're just gonna go for a little bit of purple right now. Purple over that blue should look pretty good. Since this ended up being the dark side of the armor here. You wrote lore? You can drop a link. You should be okay. Nurgle? Really? Nurgle? Like rot and decay Nurgle? I'm like Slanesh all the way. If I gotta go Chaos, I want there to be like dirty demon sex involved. That's all I gotta say. Cool. I don't think it'll wreck you for the Google Docs file. I think you'll be okay. Just trying to get some contrast on these lines here. Okay, we're almost done with this color. Furious KM, thank you for that follow. Appreciate that.
There are no limits here.
We'll have to check that out later. I like the 40k lore. I mean, I think it's one of the things that's kept me coming back to the game over and over all these years, for sure. That and they've just started making such fantastic models nowadays. They really have inspired me to want to go out and paint them, that's for sure. Alright, we're gonna go pure black on the very bottom of his hand. So we now have that contrast from the pure black all the way up to the blue. And we're gonna put a little bit increase there. Age of Sigmar is too melee. You know, I don't know. I like what they did with Age of Sigmar, but I definitely can see it's not everybody's taste. I really love painting Age of Sigmar models. The Nighthunt stuff I've been painting, I really enjoyed. And now that I've actually spent some time and perfected some more painting techniques, that will be even more fun to get back to. Open beta for COD? Yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of races with things like guns, though. The Sigmar actually right now has got a bunch of stuff that shoots. And I kind of like their new magic system. It's kind of fun. Makes it interesting. But really, mostly I just collect and paint Age of Sigmar. I don't really play it.
You wanna turn me off. You wanna flip the switch. I wanna break.
I'm just getting to the point where I think I could keep going forever, or just say, hey, I'm gonna call it good for right now and paint something else. Because I definitely could see, I still want to do a little bit of work on that backpack. I can see that for sure. In fact, let me try something here and see if I can get a trick. Oh yeah, let's not use this brush for that. I don't know, magic leads to some interesting wars, I'm sure. First time ever in my chat I've had a guns versus magic political discussion. Just some really light edge highlighting. And then I just really want I don't know, man. I mean, there's plenty of magic. I mean, I run Grey Knights. We got magic. Like I said. All right, so I'm gonna switch gears here a little bit. Let's do now. I'm gonna start working on. He's got a bunch of leather straps and he's got a bunch of like packs and stuff that he's got strapped to him. So we're gonna start working on those. So do you what army do you play in 40k, or I'm assuming you're a 40k player then? You're definitely not playing Thousand Suns. Alright, a little bit of thinner medium. I'm gonna pretty much just stick to 2 colors on these, and then probably some sort of reddish brown that I'll need for doing some shading. And it's just gonna start super thin. I swear there's a video game in this conversation somewhere. The straps going around the legs here.
It was a one-horned, one-eyed, flying purple people eater. One-horned, one-eyed, flying purple people eater.
There's another strap there. I kind of wish I hadn't put this guy's arms back on, but
People eater sure looks strange to me. Wow.
this is a interesting Pegboard Nerds cover. I think it's Pegboard Nerds, if I remember correctly. Yep. I don't know, does the wizard have power armor? Because that's a thing. Strappity straps.
Flying purple people eater, one-horned, one-eyed, flying purple people eater, one-horned, one-eyed, flying purple people eater. Sure looks strange to me. Wow.
What are we missing? I don't know, man. Warhammer 40k, the war's been going on for a long, long time. Let's get this a little bit smoother before we put the Agrax Earthshade over it. And I think I'm just gonna go kind of heavy on that, see where we end up. That'll be fine. Oh. That's alright. Clean that up. You'll never even notice it was there. Let's make a nice new highlight. Because you always need nice new highlights anyway, right? Okay, anything else leather on this guy? Nope. Right. What are your bullets doing to that giant mechanical monstrosity? I don't know. Just getting into the fiction here with you guys. Writing our own narrative. my wet palette is being... Tried something new with the wet palette. It's mostly working, and then every once in a while I get a little spot that likes to get funky on me. So let's see, Seraphim Sepia is a pretty interesting brown, so I like that. Let's try that on a little bit over here, see what I think. It's a little too much. Nice bit in between, which is really one of the things we want to make sure of here. Otherwise, really just using this to smooth out the browns here. Right now, it's just straight. Magic doesn't affect you because you don't believe in it. Hey man, works for corn. Well, it only works for corn. Some of his followers it doesn't work as well for, but you got a point there. Alright, now to just let that all dry, and then we'll probably go over it with another layer of something interesting. So what's next? Let's start thinking about what we're gonna do with these shoulder pads. And so to do that, we're gonna start off some blue ink. You killed corn. Damn, bro, you are OP. Not 100% sure what color I want to paint this. I think it's going to be red though. I wonder if I should do red for the whole shoulder outline. Might do that because it's all connected. That could look kind of cool. And a little bit of this blue or white. Just up top to give it a nice little shiny spot. And really all I'm letting happen is that nice thin paint fall down inside of the details, because that's all we need. And then we're going to put a little bit of black just in the corners. So we're going from black, purple, blue to white. What other metal stuff do we have? This one is on a darker arm, so I'm gonna give it... some dark in there, and then a little bit of purple. I think my purple and one of my blues is decided to become conjoined colors. Trying to fill the rest of this space in that I started with the black, purple. Okay, top looks almost dry. Should you give it a second coat of this lighter color? What other metallics do I have? Little lock here.
Okay, here's my theory. Whoever made that noise made it intentionally. So we would hear it and find him.
Just thinking about all the different things we're gonna do. Metallic here. So right now I'm just kind of putting down some highlights so that when we go over this with our metallics, these highlights will shine through. Suddenly remembering my... Just gonna do the same on this, make this metallic as well. Still not sure what to do with the rubber seals. Kind of thinking of doing them metallic, and I'm kind of thinking not, and I can't commit. Having a hard time committing.
Okay, here's my theory. Whoever made that noise made it intentionally. So we would hear it and find him.
I'm gonna switch over to some gunmetal by Game Color. That's gonna get the same treatment everything else does. Thinner medium, blaze medium, want all this stuff to be nice and thin when it goes onto the model. So we still got plenty of metallic pigment in there, but otherwise it's pretty thin. Probably could have done that just a little bit thin. But you live, you learn. Still had more coverage than I wanted. That's alright, we'll just come back in. Let's fix that for the gun, though. It's going to be a little bit better. Probably went a little farther now the other direction, but that's cool too. This metallic's got a lot of coverage, so it's a little hard to get it where I want it to, but let's go back in with the inks over the top of it. Give it some interesting color and contrast. Super thin on this purple. And then while that dries, we'll go back to this metallic for the gun. We're gonna do the main casing on the bolter red. So no worries right now if we get a little bit of overspill. Kinda wish I was painting this guy unassembled, but I bought him this way, so didn't want to tear him apart. Some black back in the corners here. Just kind of work up that contrast on. Getting there, not too bad. I've never really tried to work up metal like this before, so it's a massive question mark to me as to how it's going to go. Looks like we are about ready to put down some more. I think I'm going to do a lighter shade of Agrax Earth Shade on the leather now that the Seraph Sepia is dried.
Carried you home, taking all the weight off your shoulders. Now we're long gone, falling into 1 year older. It's funny how our love began when I was sober. Now I stumble in a room where nobody else cares. Now I'm in two minds thinking about you. I'm in two minds thinking whether I'm too kind to give you all of my truth. I'm in two minds thinking. Now I'm in two minds thinking about you. I'm in two minds thinking whether I'm too kind to give you all of my truth. I'm in two minds thinking.
Alright, little bits are starting to look good. Let's see, what do we need next on all of this?
We've been knocked down way too many times, and now my tries deja vu round, spinning me into another lost time. Tell me where this road will end before I drive over the edge. Give me one break to recover myself, because I can't bear. Now I'm into
And I need to actually get some more purple on the palette here.
whether I'm too kind to give you all of my truth. I'm in two minds thinking. Now I'm in two minds thinking about you. I'm in two minds thinking whether I'm too kind to give you all of my truth. I'm in two minds thinking.
Okay, so let's think. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is take a little bit of oil. We can even do the glossy one here. Just put it on stuff I did on the bolter, so.
You take me higher than love. You're making me feel some kind of way. And I will see. You take me higher than love. You're making me feel some kind of way. You take me there.
Trying to get that to have some more detail. And then some of that inside his hand. Let's do some glorious gold. And that one, we're gonna leave pretty high pigment. So we want some good coverage. Okay, I like how this guy's coming out. Gotta figure out a couple more details, but in general, it's going the right direction. Alright, we're doing the ab steel. Made that decision finally. Probably break out now a little bit of platinum, or silver I guess it is. What do we want with that? Probably just some medium thinner medium. Thin down the silver so that it isn't super duper overbearing. Okay, let's see. This, we just want some highlights. Not really doing the whole thing, just trying to get some of the spots where it's not quite as dark. So that it still fades down like it should. A little bit of the highlighting on our star here. Yeah, why not? You know you want to. You wouldn't be asking if you hadn't already made that decision. How far away are you? too bad. Does that take a long time, or is it pretty quick? I guess you said you can do it in an hour, so...
You never stop calling me crazy, but you the one that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a little warm, dude.
And it's time for me to run. Yeah, it's time for me to go. I will stick around for you.
Alright, switch gear a little bit here. Some more brown. This one, I want to water this down a little bit. Thin that out on the wet palette. And so that, try to put mostly towards the edges, cracks. Get the backpack here. A little bit more wet than I want.
I can feel the pistol forming in my chest. I'm about to say some things that I regret. I talk myself in circles all night long and sleep through the morning. Is it my fault? Is it my fault? Is it my fault? I can't keep these thoughts at rest. Is it my fault? If I can't calm myself down, they won't let me take a breath.
Alright, time to clean up this leather.
Keep counting change to buy myself some time. To sort through my neoplastic mind. If I run away and change my name, then maybe I'll find a new perspective in time. Is it my fault? Is it my fault? Is it my fault? I can't keep these thoughts at rest. Is it my fault?
I'm just trying to smooth out all these blends between the colors right now. I'm actually liking how the leather's coming out. Fortunately, my wet palette is being a pain in the ass.
Is it my Is it my
Just highlighting the parts that are sticking out in the light here. Okay, need to solve a problem here. palette troubles. This method I'm using on the wet palette is working pretty well, but it's not, and I gotta figure out what the determining factor is here to get this right. So it keeps ending up the parchment paper curls on one side after a while because it gets dry. And I don't know what causes it. Alright, so back to this guy, trying to get these browns layered in a little bit better than they are. They're not looking very smooth on the pouches. Part of it is probably because I'm using this layer paint. The layer paint's a little bit hard to get thinned out the way you want it. Thanks Games Workshop for making all your paints different consistencies. That's a pretty nice consistency now.
For years, man has looked to science for answers. But now, science has opened the door to the unknown.
And then just trying to I don't know. I think I'm getting to the point where I'm okay with it. We'll think about it for a bit. In the meantime, I'm going to thin down some black and see if I can get some nice lines going here. Clean up the edges, straps. Where else does it need it? Those look better. Still not as smooth as I want. Just spread out the pigment there. Alright, so what do we got left? Gone pretty far on this guy. I know I've got some red I want to do. We still got some more metallic that we need to do. Let's get some... silver out. Add a little bit of definition back to some of those little pieces. A real thin black paint. You can almost play with it like it's an ink. Almost. Okay, I think we're just about ready to move on. Do I want to do the red or do I want to finish this other loaded brush on purity seals? Let's do that just because it's fun. I've actually already got a pretty good color on the palette here to work with that. This flayed one flesh will work just fine. So we're gonna add now some this brown here. It's a P3 paint. Bootstrap leather. And we'll thin that one down just a little bit too. For those of you who might be unfamiliar with what loaded brush is going to look like, it's an interesting little technique. So right now we've got our brown. So these two right here, we'll just take our big brush here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this, come towards the brown, some of the brown, come towards this. So we've got a bit of a gradient coming from both sides. And then to achieve the effect that we're going for, we're going to take our dark color. We're going to soak that in so that it's like the brush is full. And then wick some of that away and just tip in that brighter color. And what that allows us to do is to start with the brighter color. It's a little wetter than I want it. And then mix down to that darker color. I'm going to take and add a little bit more so this paint's not quite as wet. But since we are working pretty thin, kind of expect to do this a couple times before we get it right anyway. And then on the back, I'm going to use a little bit of this dark color. Hey, R. Splendid, how you doing? What you up to today? Just finishing up some purity seals on this guy. My loaded tip on this one didn't come out quite as good as the other one, but I think I got to just about the right spot with it. Got a nice color variation going, that's the important thing, right? Go ahead and ask. I'm not super good with 40k. I've been playing mostly Killteam lately. Okay, I think that came out alright. I'm happy. Some black on this belt here. So 4 attacks with 2 wounds. The enemy has 10 1-wound models. Let me think about that one, because I remember that one was pretty tricky. I'm pretty sure it is... No, because there's a carryover wound system in that game. Is there something like, and maybe I'm thinking Age of Sigmar, but I'm pretty sure when you do wounds, they carry over. If there's more damage than wounds on the model you hit, it carries over to the next model. But honestly, I haven't played it in a while. I'd have to see the wording of it. Because there's a weird stuff with the way that works in Killteam too, so it's been a little confusing. Is this? Apparently it is. Yeah, I swear there is, because if you do like a bunch of damage to multi-wound models, then damage will carry over onto other multi-wound models. So I would maybe like relook at those rules. I need a little bit of purple. That isn't purple, but I can use some of that too. Have you tried out Killteam at all yet, or are you just straight 40k? Okay, I think it's time for some red. We're gonna kind of just do the same thing. This is kind of my red method right now, is do some dragon red, some lava orange, then I'm super thin, and just play with the shading until I like it. My supply of toothpicks has run low. Hoping that I'm finishing this guy up today. I think I'm getting pretty close. So we'll see if we can make it. So I personally like to do my purity seals red. I don't know, just kind of my thing. On this guy, the light's coming from this direction, so this back bottom part will be the dark part. Oh, and the box. Gonna do a little reliquary facing. Little doors red as well. Oh, yes. Forgot there was a rather large piece of this. I'm gonna do the same. Just not sure where to stop it when I paint it this way. McClure, thanks for that, host. And I think I'm just gonna go all the way around here. I don't think I'm gonna do the whole shoulder pad thing. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go all the way out to here.
Tonight, I want to talk to you about violence in our cities. It's been the brutality of a mob. I will use whatever force is necessary to restore order. The violence will be. That's that shit I do like. A state of chaos and disorder is upon us. Will you take up arms? Will you help us make our last stand? The time is now. Let us be heard as we sing our way into battle.
Bringing that up into a nice bright color at the top.
It's time to light up the sky with fire. Tonight I want to talk to you about violence.
Because I like my reds to highlight orange.
It's been the brutality of a mob. I will use whatever force is necessary to restore order. Get your ass up. We know how to turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up.
And this needs more orange. Get a little bit of a blend going here.
The machine has fallen.
Just darken this up a little bit. This guy's pretty close to being done. I gotta do something with the top of his shoulder pad here. Clean up this red just a little bit more. Do some more cool bone stuff. Oh, yes. I forgot. One of the most important things I'm going to do, red. Totally spaced it. That song list has like 27 different, very minor mixes of that song. And I kind of get tired of it after the first one. Keep getting distracted. That's alright. That was a good distraction. I needed to do something with that. Figure out what to do with the rest of the little reliquary box he's got. I think I'm just gonna do it in like a gray or something. I originally thought maybe doing it wood, but I do not know. One little issue here, this paint is so thin. It doesn't want to cover over the little spots that I spilled with the metallics. Which is actually a good trick to know. Because I can do a cool effect with that, but it wasn't what I was intending to do here, so... does make that a little iffy. Alright, let that dry. Let's bring some more red pigment in over here. Let that dry, we'll put some Nuln oil on the backpack. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's exactly what I do with that. Maybe that's my grand plan there. This will start off a little rough. It'll get better. Top of that nice and bright. I need some sort of a brown to do as a wash in there to get that little crack looking good. Gotta make your crack look good. Let's get these little hinges. That is not the brush to try to do those with. Oh yes, I need a little bit of purple. Some violent violets. Now, where's my other metallic? We're into that last little bit where you're just gonna bounce it around a lot. One thing just drying, so you go to the next thing. This guy is pretty close to being finished though. Getting out a little bit of... Oh, which one was that? That's a Vallejo gunmetal. Game color, actually. And just finish out the... I should have painted this a long time ago, but I could not for the life of me decide what I wanted to do with it. So yeah, kind of painting that out of order, but worse things have happened. So the red's starting to look pretty good. I need to finish up his bolter. So we'll start working on some of that right now. Oh, come on. It's amazing how much water this tiny little brush can hold. Maybe a touch of yellow.
Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build a happy
Zine
little
said
tree.
the sun. Zen said the sun. Thank you for that, follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Just gonna put a little bit of yellow on this red and then cover it over with orange to give it like just a bit of an underglow here. How was your day going? Just a little bit, but slightly more than that.
I miss those nights when we were younger and we would never sleep. So let's forget about tomorrow and live for tonight while we're free.
Just putting this on kind of messy because it's gonna get cleaned up here in a sec.
And our hands will touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive.
So yeah, so really want that to appear as orange, but have that nice lighter undertone to it.
Hands will touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive. From the dust we will awaken, and life will fill our veins. But these are the moments that we live for. I can keep it inside of me. And our hands will touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive.
I really don't want a lot of highlights on the inside of the gun because it's not going to be getting a lot of light, but probably just pick up a little bit on this edge. Trying to think of what else really. This I'll probably do the opposite. I'll probably take some. Darken it down just a little bit. Just keep smoothing out that red. Yeah, let's use a little bit of this black we cut over here.
But they will keep on in the moonlight. The pressure is on, the cold of the season makes it hard to feel, but they persevere.
This is just super thin.
The end game. I can only wish that one day we'll find the one to keep.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's get some Seraphim Sepia. This is a brown we want just a tiny amount.
They travel to freedom, broken and worn, but they once kept on in the moonlight, the moonlight. I can only wish
Just right in.
one day we'll find the one to keep. The journey is an endless one to the same love, the same love.
Okay, I need to paint his little box. Paint skull head thing on his shoulder. And he's getting pretty much there. Couple little touch-ups here, fix some mistakes I made. Because it happens. There was not enough. Thought I could use that to do some highlighting, but no. Being super careful as I pick out details here. Let's see. Let's get some Earthshade here. And while that dries, pick out a few other things like the orange in his eye a little bit. Picking up some details here I missed earlier. What the hell am I doing with his box? That's right. I'm gonna just make this simple.
There is nothing that they can do to protect a king and his fool. Caught in the fire, watch it burn. Ash to ash, now it's our turn. Take their kingdom down and smash it to pieces. Turn their feet around, they will leave defeated. They will crumble at the sight of our legion. If you want the crown, then you've got to break them down. Break them. There is nothing that they can do to protect a king and his fool. Caught in the fire, watch it burn. Ash to ash, now it's our turn. Take their kingdom down and smash it to pieces. Turn their feet around, they will leave defeated. They will crumble at the sight of our legion. If you want the crown, then you've got to break them down. Break them.
A little bit of white. That one will be done. paint the nuts. Don't forget your nuts. Now, the big hope is just that I remember all the decisions I made when I paint the next guy. Okay. Hi, Shuli. How you doing? What you up to? Let's work on finishing up his little box thing, because his box thing's not done yet. Try to use that as a little bit of an undershade. Just trying to clean some things up. Still not happy with how that little lock came out. I am happy with a lot of other things though, so that's good. Sometimes you take what you can get. See if we can add just a little bit more brightness to his face. Really try to give him that skull effect. White. There. Yeah, you think you'll take a painting yourself? It's a good way to relax, that's for sure. Although sometimes it's a good way to be angry too, because it doesn't go anything the way that you expected it to, but today's been pretty good. Most of what I have here looks good. Most of what I have I'm happy with. And you know what? The trick with what I've been doing on this model is I've done a ton of new techniques that I've never done before. So to have him even look this cohesive and this well put together, I gotta be happy with. I can't be upset. I just gotta go, hey, that was a good time. Let's see how much better I can make him look next time. You're gonna try body painting? Definitely want to see you stream that. If for some reason you can't stream it, you know, just inbox me. The previous set was from the sister game to Warhammer 40k, or the brother game maybe? I don't know. I don't really know what their gender is. Called Age of Sigmar. How about I get another paper towel? That's a great plan. Yeah, boy, I'm glad I thought of it. Getting a little punchy. That 3-hour mark when I start getting tired. But just wanna clean up some of this. Yeah, I need to find more time to paint so I can get those undead miniatures finished too. clean up some of these ones here. I think I got some metal flakes in my water. Something that can happen if you're not careful. So I've got this light metallic sheen now, which I can kill off with a little bit of this. Alright, I think this dude is just about finished. I am sure that there is a ton more that I could do to him if I chose to. But I think I've officially hit that point where if I don't call him done, it's never gonna be done. Really, it's just a matter of, is there anything important I missed? Okay, a little bit of, since I didn't drill these out, put a little bit of black on there. In case anybody ever notices. Give him some pew pew, and I think that's it. I think we're done with Nope, gonna do just a little bit more because I can. Because I can. Just dull that down a bit. Alright, damn it, that's it. I'm not gonna paint any more on this guy. I'm gonna call him good. I'm not 100% happy, but I'm like 95% happy with how he came out. And you know, what can you do? Learn take the lessons from this one, put them on another one, and make him even better. That's what we do. That's how this game works. So sweet. I'm gonna switch this over for a second. I'm not entirely done, but I'm gonna clean up some of my area here, so I have some room to work. Got these bases that I've been working on. They're these little scenic bases. So I'm gonna put at least a few minutes of work into those. I probably won't finish those up either, but I'll give it a few minutes before I call the painting adventures finished for today. Let's go back to this guy here. So, I need to darken up the interior of this a little bit more. And just gonna darken up some of this metal before we add another layer to the metal. Just kind of following my highlight pattern that I created earlier. Add some spots of rust. And then some of this blue, nice and thin. Just covering up some, but not all of the shading I just did. Just mostly trying to make it visually interesting. We got some rust, we got some shaded area. And we're gonna add some really bright metallic here. When I did the rust on this, I really tried to target areas that I felt like the bolts would be rusting. And maybe like water would have carried the rust down into some of those areas. Means we can still get a little bit away with some of the nice bright metal bits here. It's very shiny. I'm liking where that's going. Now that I'm on the dry brush kick, just a little bit more of Sprite. What do you think? Should he be on that base? Kind of think he should be. I think he'd look good on that one. A little bit of rusted metal. A little bit of shiny and blue. Kind of matches the blue and purple that I did for the rest of him. Alright, I got a couple more to do, but I think I'm gonna call that for now. I've been up for quite a few hours streaming, showing off some painting to all y'all, and I hope you're enjoying it. I know that I'm progressing. I'm getting some cool stuff happening. I'm getting some stuff that I need to fix. I'm also seeing some stuff like stream-wise that I'd like to make a little bit better, and you know what? It's a work in progress. That's the whole point of the hobby is works in progress, right? So we're getting there. But this was fun. This guy was probably one of the coolest models I've ever painted. I've definitely put more time and energy into this one single model than I would normally do. And I really like how it came out. I do need to do some sort of chapter symbol, but I don't really know what I want to do for that yet, so he's going to kind of wait. But that's alright. Super duper stoked. Can't really see him from here. That's alright. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, clean all this up, and go have a beer and relax. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you're digging the stream. If you have any comments or anything like that, please always let me know. And let's see, Husky Pixels, how you doing? Sorry, I am just finishing up. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks for the follows today. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me and keeping me entertained. I will probably see you tomorrow because I got a lot of stuff that I still want to paint. So see you later. Bye bye.